Space Marines. If you know Warhammer 40,000 even just a little, you know these guys. They're on the box, they're in the trailers, they're on the novels, and on half the t-shirts Games Workshop makes. But with the universe bigger and more diverse than ever, one question keeps coming up. Is it time for Warhammer 40k to move on from Space Marines as the poster boys? Let's talk about it. To understand whether it's time to move on, we need to understand why the Space Marines became the franchise mascots in the first place. Three particular reasons stand out. The first is accessibility. Space Marines are the perfect entry point. Simple models, simple lore hooks, and easy to paint. Then, secondly, there's the market reality. They sell a lot. They outsell entire factions combined, and that revenue helps fund the weird, wild, and niche parts of the hobby. And thirdly, there's a narrative flexibility there. You need a hero, a villain, a tragic figure, a meme. There's a Space Marine chapter for all of that. They're the Swiss Army knives of marketing. But despite their popularity, a growing part of the community is asking, are we getting too much Space Marine content? And honestly, they might have a point. New Space Marine releases are constant, sometimes overshadowing beloved but neglected factions like Eldar, Imperial Guard, Orcs, or even Chaos. Then there's the narrative bottleneck. When every major storyline comes back to Space Marines, the galaxy stops feeling like a massive, diverse setting. There's a whole universe out there. Why does every galactic crisis need a Primaris lieutenant? And thirdly, there are massive missed opportunities. Fans want to see Xenos cultures expanded, obscure factions return, and new stories explored. Space Marines dominating the spotlight means less room for others to grow. On the flip side, there are some good reasons to keep the Space Marines front and center. Firstly, they're iconic. Like Jedi to Star Wars or Pokemon to Nintendo, the Space Marines are the face of the brand. Secondly, they bring new players in, and new players are the lifeblood of any long-term hobby. And thirdly, they fund the future. Space Marine sales allow Games Workshop to take creative risks. If there were no poster boys selling like crazy, we might not have the Custodes, AdMechs, Leagues of Votan, or half the experimental kits we have today. So even if you're not a fan, the Space Marines' popularity benefits everyone. Let's imagine a world where Space Marines step aside, maybe not disappear, but share the spotlight. Idea 1 is the seasonal or edition-based poster fractions. The 9th edition could have Tau, 10th edition could have Tyranids, 11th edition could have Guards or Orcs. Then there's the second idea, which is multiple mascots instead of one. Showcase the Imperium, Chaos, and a major Xenos faction together, reflecting the three major pillars of the setting. We've seen this in the new Dawn of War 4 posters, where all of the factions appear together for the first time on any Dawn of War game. And thirdly, change the focus on the narrative eras. Let each major story arc elevate different factions into the spotlight instead of defaulting to blue space dudes. These changes could bring variety and support the factions that rarely see the love that they deserve. So, should Warhammer 40k move on from Space Marines as the poster boys? The honest answer is probably not entirely, but partially. Space Marines are too iconic and too important to vanish from the spotlight, but the galaxy is richer when everyone gets room to breathe. A more balanced, rotating spotlight would keep the brand fresh, give neglected factions their moment, and still let Space Marines do what they do best, be the big, armoured, over-the-top mascots of grimdark sci-fi. But what do you think? Is it time for Games Workshop to give other factions the spotlight? Or should the Space Marines stay front and center? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if you've enjoyed the discussion, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of Warhammer 40k. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, and way too many Primaris lieutenants.